So guys, welcome back to another video and welcome to yet another prediction slash suggestions video. Now yesterday EA debuted a brand new card type into FIFA Ultimate Team. It's called a Player Moments item. And the first one was given to Jose Morales, and I'm going to imagine that we're going to see plenty more of these Player Moment cards come out throughout the year. Now, according to one of the EA staff members, the criteria to be selected to get a Player Moments card is a player must have done something memorable in a game, like a memorable goal, a memorable dribble, pass, tackle, save, etc. That is word for word the tweet that I am reading. So it needs to be a memorable instance in a football match, and that's the reason they can potentially get a Player Moments item in the game. So with that in mind, now we know the criteria for these items, I'm going to present a bunch of players who I think could get one of these cards at some point throughout FIFA Ultimate Team. In the comment section down below, I do want to hear from you guys. I want to know which players you think could get a Player Moments item at some point in this year's game cycle. If you could leave a like rating on this video, that would be greatly appreciated. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel as well if you are new around here. One more thing that I will say is don't look into the overall ratings and the card stats too much, because I've just given these items generic boosts. Obviously, these cards could be higher rated or lower rated depending on what EA decide to do with them, and also depending on what time of year these items are released. Okay, so let's get into things. One of the first players that came to mind when I thought about these Player Moments cards was Sergio Roberto. Now cast your mind back to March 2017. Barcelona were up against it. They were 4-0 down on aggregate against PSG in the Champions League knockout stages, and they somehow came back and went on to win the second leg 6-1, and that obviously put them through. This was a very dramatic game, and the goal that actually put them through was scored in the 94th minute by Sergio Roberto. So yeah, that's a pretty memorable player moment, and thus I think like this is a good candidate to actually happen in Ultimate Team. Another player who I think could get a Player Moment item is James Rodriguez, and the moment I'm referring to is his goal in the World Cup from 2014. It's against Uruguay, and the ball bounces to him, he chests it and then volleys it into the back of the net. It's a great goal, and obviously it's one of the most recognisable moments from that year's World Cup, so I'm pretty sure most of you will remember that strike. I said at the start of the video that these items are not just given out for memorable goals, but memorable moments in general. That includes stuff like saves, blocks, and key clearances, and that's where this next one comes in. John Stones made a massive clearance in Manchester City's 2-1 win against Liverpool in last year's Premier League season. The ball was so close to going into the back of the net, but John Stones made like the most insane clearance, getting the ball out of the way just in time, and avoided his team conceding early in that match. Man City went on to win this game 2-1, and it was a big moment in terms of the Premier League title race that season. Now, in terms of Ultimate Team, a special Papi Cisse may not be like one of the standout strikers to maybe get into your teams, but if a player deserves a Player Moments card based on a moment in a game, then Papi Cisse should definitely be considered. Now, most of you probably already know about this goal, but if you don't already, search Cisse goal versus Chelsea, and he scores one of the most outrageous goals I have ever seen. Like, he just volleys it and it somehow just like curls into the opposite side of the net from a ridiculous angle. The image on the side of the screen actually illustrates the goal quite well. Now, obviously, I would love to show you footage of all these goals and moments, but due to copyright, I can't do so, so you'll have to make do with the image. But if you want to go check out the goal yourself, like I said, search Cisse goal versus Chelsea. It's an absolute banger. Jack Wilshere could get a Player Moments item. Now, I've got two ideas for Jack Wilshere. The first one that comes to mind is his performance against Barcelona when he was 19. That was like a real standout performance in his career. Literally probably one of the best performances he's ever had as a professional footballer. That was absolutely insane. That was all the way back in 2011. So yeah, that's quite some years back. The other moment that Jack Wilshere could maybe get a Player Moments card for is his goal against Norwich, which is just ping pong passing, Arsenal style, Arsene Wenger style football, and yeah, it was just a great goal against Norwich. But yeah, Jack Wilshere, Player Moments card, could it happen? Let me know in the comments. Germany and Bayern Munich goalkeeper Manuel Neuer has made a bunch of absolutely outstanding saves in his career so far. So as you can imagine, it was hard to pick out a standout. However, one that comes to mind mainly because I'm an Arsenal fan and this save still amazes me to this day, is his save against Theo Walcott's header in the Champions League. I still do not know how he stopped that header with his single hand. It's a very strong palm that Manuel Neuer clearly has to stop this chance. Yeah, unreal save, and maybe it could get him a player moments item. Sticking with an Arsenal related theme, one memorable moment that comes to mind is Giroud's goal against Crystal Palace when he scored that unreal scorpion kick which just absolutely cannoned into the bar and then into the back of the net. If you have not seen this goal, like, how have you not seen this goal? Go search it up right now if you haven't seen Giroud's goal against Palace. Absolutely incredible scorpion kick finish, and it actually won goal of the year. So yeah, something to bear in mind there. He actually got given an award winner item in Ultimate Team back when it happened, so he might not get a player moment card because of that, but still, it'd be nice to see. Staying in the Premier League, Jamie Vardy broke the record for most goals scored in consecutive games. He scored in 11 Premier League matches in a row, and the moment he did it was against Manchester United, and yeah, 11 games in a row. That is very freaking impressive. That's a big moment, and maybe we could see a player moments Vardy. I have to say, I doubt this one will happen because the guy's on fire in real life this season. He's picking up, or he's going to pick up plenty of special cards this FIFA, and maybe in a few months' time he'll probably have a team of the season item. But yeah, I think this one is unlikely, but it could be a potential player moments card for later in the year, maybe. Mario Mandzukic scored one of the best goals ever in the Champions League against Real Madrid. Now, yeah, I know Real Madrid went on to win this game, but these cards are based on moments and not just full matches, so maybe this item could still happen for Mandzukic's bicycle kick against Real Madrid. It's been a while since we've seen Hector Bellerin at full flight. He's obviously struggled with fitness issues over the past year or two, but a couple of years back, the guy was absolutely killing it for Arsenal. Now, there's two moments that come to mind when I'm thinking about Hector Bellerin. One is where he tracked back against Pedro, who was clean through on goal, and Bellerin just showed some absolutely rapid pace to catch up to him and then tackle him. And the other moment that comes to mind for Bellerin is his assist against Bayern Munich in the Champions League, where he just absolutely bends everyone for pace, running down the side of the field before crossing the ball into the box for Arsenal to score. Now, I know it's going to sound biased because I'm an Arsenal fan, but come on, we'd all like to see a special Bellerin card in FIFA just because it'd be a pretty pacey right back and it could be a fun item. Buffon has obviously been around quite a bit, and in his time he has made quite a lot of iconic stops, so he could get a player moments card for absolutely any of them. One that actually comes to my mind is his save, where it was against Germany actually. Mario Gomez had escaped the offside trap, he'd flicked on the shot, and Buffon produces a really good reaction stop to block the ball from going into the back of the net. But like I said, Buffon's made so many big saves over the years, he could get a moments card for a bunch of different stops. Maybe at some point Gareth Bale could get himself a moments item. Two moments in particular come to mind for me. First of all is overhead kick goal against Liverpool in the Champions League final, and another moment that comes to mind is his performance against Inter Milan, which was obviously also in the Champions League, where he kept running and just going on these insane dribbles against Inter, and yeah, he was absolutely mad in that game. One of his best performances, one of his most memorable performances ever. One very recent iconic player moment came in the semi-finals of last year's Champions League when Tottenham came back to beat Ajax in the semi-finals. Lucas Moura was key in this game, and he scored very late on to put Tottenham through to the final, and it's that moment that maybe could get him a player moment item in FIFA Ultimate Team. And if this card was to happen, it would probably be very good. Non-informed Lucas in FIFA 20 is just so overpowered. A special version of him would be absolutely insane. Would you guys like to see this guy get a special card? Let me know in the comments. And if he was to have a special item, how much do you think that SBC would cost? Because I'm sure a lot of people would be after this card. Eder scored the only goal in the Euro 2016 final between France and Portugal. Scoring the match-winning goal in an international tournament final is a pretty memorable moment, so maybe that could be enough to see Eder get a special card. Talking of scoring goals in finals in international tournaments, Mario Götze scored the only goal in Germany's 1-0 win against Argentina in the World Cup final back in 2014. I think it's fair to say that Sergio Ramos has had plenty of memorable moments in his footballing career, but one of the most memorable is his goal against Atletico Madrid in the 2014 Champions League final. He scored in the 93rd minute to send the game into extra time, in which Real Madrid obviously took full advantage of and ended up winning the game 4-1. Another memorable moment that comes to mind for me is Manuel's goal against Barcelona in the Champions League. So in the first leg, Barcelona won 4-1, and in the second leg, obviously Roma had quite the mountain to climb. The game was getting on, and then in the 82nd minute, Manuel scored a header which was just absolutely incredible, and that goal actually put Roma into the next round of the Champions League. A huge moment in football. Now, in last year's FIFA, Manuel actually got a UCL Moments item, so maybe we won't see him get a Player Moments card in FIFA 20. It's also very possible that these Player Moments cards may not be given for European performances, maybe just domestic league performances or domestic cup performances. We're not actually too sure yet, so we'll have to wait and see what happens with these Player Moments items. Maybe we'll still get UCL Moments cards and Europa League Moments cards throughout the year. Who knows? We'll find out in the coming months, I guess. Now let's talk about a couple of iconic assists, shall we? One that I remember in particular is a Dimitri Payet assist, and it was like a Rabona cross against Watford, I think it was, for West Ham. Yeah, he just Rabona'd it to the back post, and I think it was Mikel Antonio who got his head to it. So maybe a memorable moment for Payet could be that assist. Obviously, another one could be like some of the many free kicks that he scored, but I think that assist was pretty special. Talking of assists, a memorable one that was very recent comes to mind, and I'm of course talking about Trent AlexanderArnold's very quick corner in the Champions League against Barcelona. He crossed it in early, Barcelona were caught off guard, and Origi slotted the ball into the back of the net. Maybe Origi could get a moments card for the goal, but I think Trent's probably more deserving with the very smart assist. So guys, there you have it. I've just suggested a bunch of potential special player moments cards that we could see at some point throughout FIFA 20 Ultimate Team. I know there isn't a massive variation in the players I've suggested, but that's because I've done most of these off memory. So yeah, I'm not going to remember every single football match, and that's where I'm going to throw this over to you guys. In the comment section down below, I want to hear from you. Which player moments items do you think we could see throughout FIFA 20? Which memorable goals, tackles, saves, etc. can you remember from footballers? Let me know in the comment section down below. If you could leave a like rating on this video, that would be greatly appreciated, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel as well if you are new around here. Guys, thanks for watching, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one.